Hi, my name is Michael Price. I'm currently a second grade teacher at Sandy Elementary School. Currently in my classroom, I have 8 ESL students out of 21 students. At our school, we currently have 598 students, and 115 of those are English language learners. Currently in my classroom, I'm doing a lot of precision partnering. That way, I can have mediums to highs and mediums to lows, communicating with each other, getting a deeper understanding both in mathematics and reading. I've been trying to pair native English speakers to English language learners. That way, the English language learners can build off of the native English speaker. At our school, we have an assistant principal that is over, that kind of is over the ESL part of the school. She kind of focuses on the procedures we need to be following, how we can help our students be more successful, our ESL students be more successful in the classroom, and some kind of routines that we can use to help them learn the language, English language. Currently in our grade, we do a walk to read system where we take students based on their reading levels and abilities. I am taking the ESL students to teach them the ELD portion of walk to read to get their English language um, development higher. Currently, we've been talking about how what we can do in nature, what do we need in order to explore nature, um, where we've been on trips. And so I've kind of asked my students, where have you gone on a trip? And while listening to them, one of my students said, I went hiking in the mountains and saw a lot of animals. Saw a squirrel and I feed it acorn. We climbed in hills and saw some birds. Right off the bat, I'm kind of noticing that they're missing some nouns. Um, who saw the squirrel? Who saw some birds? So notice that it's going to be in my students' best interest to understand that nouns do something. Right now, we've been talking about a person, place, thing, or animal. So, who is the one that's seeing the birds? I've also noticed that they're using present tense feed. When this happened in the past, it'd be important for them to know it'd be fed. That can be a tricky modifier to the verb. So right now, I think it's more important for the student to be able to get out their what they did, and we can correct verbs as we come across them. And the ELD system, it goes through verbs and how to use them correctly. I also noticed that they used the wrong preposition. They used in hills instead of over hills. That can be a very important distinguisher because we don't go in hills, we go over hills. And that can be really hard for students to understand under, in, and over. So I might have do a mini lesson on different ways, different prepositions, and how they can affect our sentence by going in, over, and under. Another one of my students said on their trip, I went on my trip in the mountains to see my cousins because they went to the mountains. And me and my cousins played around and we got snow. And me and my cousins got snow because my brother threw some on us. So I'm kind of noticing that they're using snow um, also as a verb too because they didn't say how they got the snow, they just got snow. So I'm noticing that we need to make a distinction between verbs and nouns as I showed you how we talk about nouns as a person, place, thing, or animal. They're also missing the preposition in as in instead of to. They could have said, I went on my trip to the mountains. So, again, I would probably work on using prepositions and how we can use them more effectively in us using a mini lesson. One of my students writing, when talking about going on a trip, I asked them what they would need to bring if they went on a trip. The student said, I would need to bring my water, my first aid kit, and a tent, and food and hiking stick, my car to carry the stuff, stuffs that, and a sleeping bags, and a pillow. So noticing that they're using phonetic spelling, I can see how they got some of their words. I've noticed that they're doing a lot of listing and not a lot of actually writing sentences. So one thing I'd like to work on is what does a sentence contain? A noun, an action, and a verb. What are they doing? Also, I would like to teach them about how we can list items because they are doing great at listing, but helping them list them to make them flow a little more easily and a little more able to understand them. But overall, the student I think did a great start, especially being a beginning writer and getting their words out. And so with my students, I would probably work on prepositions, different ways they can say use prepositions in their writing, along with the placements of nouns, use of verbs.